I'm one of these champion ranks. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of being here but still sucking at this game. So let's get good, but also not be bored. Let's get good and not be bored together in this video. It's real players, real situations, real useful tips. It's Allegiance University, and this is the second episode. You guys seem to like the last episode where we analyzed some plats. A lot of you asked for some higher level analysis, so today I give you, are you smarter than a champion? Enjoy.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see a lot different style of gameplay, a lot faster. They know what they're supposed to do mechanically, but are a little bit out of control of their cars. They haven't really figured out exactly how to control their car without looking at it yet. They're starting to get there. And the aerials, I'm going to be focusing on aerials and rotations. It's usually where they make their mistakes the most.
So this is going to be really useful for me, actually. And next episode, we'll be doing probably GC, and then we'll go back down to, maybe gold. I think will be fun.
So we already see some good decision making from them off the bat compared to the last group that we had, the last two. They are going for a little bit more passing, and they're also strictly letting one person go for the ball at a time. They're not double committing. They're not trying to force anything. As soon as I say that, though,
I should mention that these guys, so they had trouble sending me a replay because they played 25 games together and they only lost 5. So they actually had some amazing chemistry, which is awesome in itself. So they were actually playing really well together in general.
The Allegiance University matchmaking system.
Exactly.
So here, this flip upfield is a little bit premature, right? So he does see his teammate hit it. However, he should notice that behind the ball is an opponent name tag. If you don't have your name tag set to always on, I suggest you do. This is something that really helps you out with knowing where players are. It looks like the player's about to hit this. He should recognize that and stay back so that when the player does touch it, he's in position to clear it back upfield. However, he commits to the push early, now flips past the opponent. The opponent gets the opportunity to shoot, misses their flick, fortunately for the defense here. So good pressure here on the net. Those are shots that you really do have to hit. Again, this is where the champions start to struggle, is these high aerials. Is this ball will pop way up. And I'll tell you exactly why they struggle is because if you notice, he's feathering his boost. And so he's kind of slowly floating up to this ball. He is low on boost, yes, but with 43 boost, you're able to get up pretty high if you full boost. So because he feathers his boosts here, he gets a really slow hit, and he's not in full control of his car because he's not controlling his movement. He's letting gravity pull him down. So he has to adjust on the hit a little bit late. Doesn't really get the hit he wants, and it goes off the corner.
So would you have air rolled there a little bit to get to the left of the ball to kind of spike it down, or what would you have done there?
What you really want to do is full boost to this ball once it's in position. So right here, when he decides to go up for this, what he should be doing is aiming for the top of the ball and full boosting at it. So what that does is it makes it easier for him to hit his target straight on, as opposed to okay, I'm going to boost here, now the ball's here. I'm going to boost here, now the ball's here. I'm going to boost, and slowly boost your way to it. If you full boost to the ball, you have a more controlled path to it, right? Obviously, not every situation you need to full boost. In a hit like this, when you want to hit the ball down here, that air roll that you were talking about is going to be really useful. So he should be using the top of his car. So if he turns upside down and focuses his nose right here, this is where he's going to get that power down hit.
Interesting. They were definitely feeling good after that.
Double fake kickoff right there. So again, Apex is sitting pretty far back from his teammate, giving the opponents a lot of space and time to do whatever they want with this ball. And we notice that he gets beat because of it.
Miller's there.
So here, good speed. If you're Necro here on the flip side on defense, we see him, this is a good decision, right? He rotates to the back post, comes in and faces the play. However, right here, I think he has a slight misread, right? He doesn't think the ball is going to bounce. He thinks it's going to roll down. And once this happens, you still have to go for this ball, right? You're not covering the near post. You're allowing the opponent to rotate in and take a shot on your near post for free. You don't want to let this ball get in front of your net. You want to go for it before it makes it to the crossbar. So if he goes for this now, even if he misses, this is something that you should be going for because, one, if you miss it, it's practice. You'll be better at it the next time you go for it. And two, if the opponent sees you going for this, most of the time they're going to assume that you have it.
That's so true, especially you can see in his position right now. He's kind of waiting to see if Necro's going to get there.
Exactly. And so if Necro decides, I'm going to jump for this, it's probably going to be Apex's instinct to turn the way he thinks that the ball is going to get pushed.
Yeah, because he hesitates there. Apex knows he's got the shot.
Exactly. He left that near post wide open. So they get beat on an open net here. So what happens is we see Miller applying pressure and his teammate staying back. Good decision. So Miller applies the pressure on the ball to the corner. What should be happening here is Apex should have challenged this off the bounce. So let's go to Apex's point of view. This right here, he should recognize that since Owned is flipping, he shouldn't flip. He should continue boosting and get to this ball right after the bounce. So as soon as Miller makes this challenge right here, we see both players committed on the opponent's side. So this should tell Apex, okay, both of these players made a challenge on this ball. I can now be the first one to the clear. And it's a little bit too late, right? Because Owned is now caught up and he's full boosting and he flips. And that should still, this situation is still beatable because Owned is now not in control of his car in the flip. He can't stop if he wants to. So Apex should continue driving, not flipping. This ball bounces off the wall. He'd be about right here by now. As the ball bounces, he'd now be here to challenge it before Owned is there. Miller could then rotate out into the midfield, but because he waits so long and tries to take his time on this read and get whatever kind of hit he's comfortable with, that's what allows Owned to come in and beat him on the open net.
Yeah, I think that's another big thing, like you said, with champions that I definitely identify with is not knowing when to slow down and speed up the game. I think that's a huge difference between champ 2s, 3s, and 1s.
And Miller also makes a mistake here. Miller should not be rotating into the corner here. After Miller's challenge, he should land, realize that they're in a bad spot. Apex has to get a touch on this. So he should be rotating back down the midfield, picking up pennies on his way back. But by putting himself in this corner, he puts himself on top of the play. Once the play happens, the ball gets hard cleared away from the play. And now he's still on top of the play where it was happening, not able to support. Good speed. So I'm happy he went for that. This is something you definitely can go for off the wall like this as a self pass if it's rolling across in front of the net, because when you jump off the corner wall like this, because of the way that the wall is angled and it pushes him towards the net midfield. However, he does mess up mechanically a little bit. And that's okay. That happens, right? You got to work on your mechanics. But I'm happy he goes for this because this is definitely an angle we'll see right here that if he had timed a little bit better, he could take a shot on this on net.
Yeah. And he also gets he could win a 50 and have it drop in front of the goal.
So many options here. So it's good that he goes for this. And it's okay that he misses because now when he goes for it the next time, he knows not to go for it how he did the same way this time. And then we see Apex. I'm not sure if he's out of boost, but he misses an open net here. So the ball drops down.
That's actually kind of what we talked about before, just because Necro actually went for that one this time.
So same players, same exact situation. Necro learned from his mistake. He said, you know what? I'm not going to wait this time. I'm not getting scored on. So what he does is he goes for it early before it gets to that crossbar, doesn't allow it to get in front of his net, even though he misses. Again, at this level, we're expecting people to hit the ball. They're going for it. We think they're going to hit it. So what does Apex do? Like I said, he turns that way that he thinks the ball is going to be going. And that actually is what ends up throwing him off.
Sure enough.
Miller misses the clear. So in this situation as Apex, your rotation should be onto the back post. And this is why. When he rotates this way towards the ball, notice only has 12 boost. He's missing every pad on the way back. There's a pad here, here, and here. That's potentially 48 boost if he doesn't use his current boost.
Would he really have a chance of defending that?
If he pre-jumps it, yes. This is a difficult one because you have to predict it. He's 100% beat on the near post, so you have to cover what you can.
Yeah, which is the back post in this case.
If he had gone over these boost pads, he could be boosting during his rotation back, giving him more speed because he'd be coming from right here. He definitely has time to get up to the post there. So he'd probably be about right here right now with the boost using it off this one. Here, he would probably be here before the shot is taken. And that's when he can jump, right? Because you don't have to be on the ground to pick up a boost pad. If you're low enough to the ground, you'll still pick it up. From that position, he's pre-jumping. Let's say he's pre-jumping right here. This ball then gets shot right up to where he's jumping. He's got more time to save it. So he definitely could have gotten up for that if he pathed better.
That's crazy. It's kind of a woulda, shoulda, coulda, but if you think about it, it's kind of crazy what could have been possible.
Hindsight is always 20/20. It's definitely easy to sit here, watch the replay, and say, "Hey, this is an easy mistake. You shouldn't be hitting this."
Right, but it's really helpful to know that there are little things you can do to make some incredible saves that you don't even think would really be possible.
Yeah, absolutely. The reason I love this game so much is there's so much potential to outthink your opponents. Good speed here. So in this situation, you don't necessarily have to hit this ball off the wall like this. We see Own gets a poor touch in the midfield, puts it right back to Miller. This touch is his, right? There's no way Owned is going to beat Miller to this. If Miller just hits the brakes right here on the wall and then tracks the ball down, he can catch it on the dribble and go for a flick. Whereas right here, this fast play that he goes for, he doesn't have boost. The ball gets away from him because he hits it, and now he can't catch up to it well without boost. So if you're ever low on boost like that, you want to keep the ball as close to you as possible so that you're able to stay behind it in case the opponent challenges you. Really good save on the line there. Good challenge. He reads the fake.
Close.
Really good shot from Apex here.
Nice.
Miller should not be going for this right here. This is risky. Had Apex not hit this shot, let's say Apex bangs this off the backboard and it flies upfield. Miller's now floating in a bad position to recover. So what you want to do here after this touch is, as this bounces up, you want to turn your ball cam off and look and see if there's anybody covering that left side of the net, right? Because you're already here. You have to turn around to leave and rotate back. But if there's somebody on that left side of the net, on your way out, you can get in their way and bump them and push them out of the way and leave that net open for your teammate to come in and take that free goal.
And that's a prominent bad habit in low champ, I could tell you, even for myself, because like you just have to get that instinct out of you to go after those balls that pop straight up above you right in front of goal.
And so earlier we did go over how he should full boost to the ball, air roll upside down to get that down power shot, and I'm assuming that's what he does here. So notice his boost. Let's keep a close eye on that. The entire time he goes for this ball, he's boosting. Because if he's feathering, he doesn't have as much control on that forward push. So he's full boosting here, he's got it lined up, he lets go, and then he air rolls upside down, puts the top of his nose into the top of the ball, and it pushes it straight down into net. So really well done.
Very nice. Thanks again to our participants, Apex and Miller. You guys did great. Really appreciate all our applicants to ALG University. You can still apply. All you got to do is go to that original video. We'll always take applications as long as the series is going. And if you already applied, you don't have to do anything because we still draw from the same pool. If you're interested in receiving personalized coaching from Virge, make sure to find them on Twitter, Twitch, or YouTube. Thanks, guys.